Okay, good morning. Good morning. I hope you can hear me. I think my headphones are on. It shows they're on, so let's hope it's working. Sorry, give me a moment. I tried to drink water. I tried to drink water before going live, but clearly not enough. Not enough. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Good night. Whatever time of day you're watching this. How are you? How are you? It's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks. It's crazy. It's been 2 weeks since I did this live. I was just so drained last week. I was ready to do it. And I got to the top of my basement stairs. I had my tripod, I had my water, I had my notebook just in case. I had everything with me ready to go. And I got to the top of my basement stairs and I took the first step. And there was just this like resounding no, just don't do it. Don't do it. And then later that day, I ended up having I don't know, there was just like these like waves of energy and I was so depleted. Like it just like wiped me out. I can only imagine how much worse off I would have been and like the recovery period after that to bring my energy levels back up. It would have been I would have like it would have it would have been really bad. So I'm really happy that I didn't overextend because that's something that needs to get talked about is overextending and self-care. And sometimes you do need to say no and set boundaries, right? Um, Even employers, they give you sick days, right? So if you are feeling ill, you need to take time off for yourself. And then like that just, goes beyond into different types of self-care where whatever. We're not, we do need to talk about it. And we need to talk about what are your boundaries and what are your priorities, right? Are you working for an employer that doesn't give you adequate sick days or that gives you shit every time you need to call in sick or take care of yourself or are you is your body changing? Like are you aging? Do you have a really physical job and you're aging and you find that you just can't keep up anymore and your employer's not flexible in allowing you to seek different roles, like maybe within the same company or something like that. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You need to take care of yourself. You really do. You need to start to explore what your priorities are and how you can either make it work or um, what you're going to reshuffle or, yeah, how are you going to take care of yourself? Because everything comes down to taking care of yourself. Everything comes down to taking care of yourself. Everything does. Everything is connected. Your physical health, your mental health, emotional, your spiritual health, especially, all of it is connected to everything. So you can't neglect any one area and try to make up for it in another way. You know what I mean? Like there's this saying that you can't out exercise like a poor diet. You can't out exercise a poor diet. It's the same. You can't try to make up for a lack of taking care of your spiritual health, let's say, by trying to do more or make up for it by taking care of your, I don't know, mental or emotional health and stimulation, right? You have to, there is a balance, but they're all also connected. Usually when you start to take care of one area, other things start to want to be taken care of as well, right? Things will come up that need to be addressed. Okay, that's enough. Let's just get to the healing. Let's just get to the healing. Okay, what day is it today? It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday because we're live and we're doing healing and it's Hump Day Healing. That's a silly question. Silly question. Just take a deep breath. So, something about your thoughts, focusing your thoughts. I don't know why I'm chuckling. I don't know why I'm chuckling. It's so when you're meditating, just this is just kind of where it's coming from. If you're meditating or if you're starting to just sit and you're doing something like this and you just want to calm yourself, whatever. Even if you have a lot of erratic thought patterns or negative thought patterns that you want to calm down, um, when you're meditating specifically, though, it's really it's easy to get frustrated when all the thoughts start coming up and you're kind of trying to push them away and just come back to your breath and recenter. It can be very frustrating. Um, Hold on. There was a point to this. There was a point to this. Right. Okay. I remember what I was saying. I had to rewind a little bit. So if you're meditating and you are trying to push the thoughts away, it don't get frustrated because it is a matter of training your brain to be able to do that, right? It does take practice. It takes a lot of practice. And even like I haven't been meditating for that long. I've been meditating for almost 2 years. It's crazy to say that. Almost 2 years, a year and a half maybe, regularly, like every day, every day. So I'm not in any way, shape, or form, a 40 plus year, what you'd call an expert, but expertism in any area when it comes to spirituality. It's everything is just so personal that there is no expert in whatever you're doing except for you. You are literally like, that's the only thing that you can go off of is just what works for you and what feels right for you. Um, but in terms of like battling those thoughts, don't get frustrated because it is really, it's not a battle, but it's practice. It's constant practice and it's constant training. So don't be frustrated by it. But the beautiful thing about that practice of pushing away thoughts that you don't want to think, right? Either like negative thought patterns is one way to look at it, or then in meditation just not wanting to think thoughts at all or not be controlled or swayed by your thoughts. It gives you all this mental strength. It gives you so much mental strength. And the beautiful thing about mental strength, and you might be thinking like, oh, it's great that you're going to have this inner peace, when absolutely it is wonderful to not be bombarded by thoughts all the time. But then you can actually start to take that exact same tactic and flip it around and start to focus on the thoughts that you do want to think, right? And then if you're able to constantly focus your thoughts on the things that you do want to think and the things that you do want in your life and the things that you're working on, if you're building a business or if you're working on a project at work or the goals that you have for whatever, when you start to focus on these things, then those are the types of things that you can start to manifest in your life, which is actually really cool. So when it comes to healing, it's this is just like this random thing that came into my mind, and I guess somebody needs to hear it. When it comes to healing, if you're on a healing journey or whatever, and you're in these places of still battling the negatives or being bombarded by the traumas or whatever it might be, there is going to be a flip side to all of those battles or all of those negative thoughts or everything that you're fighting right now. And you can start to take I guess like the endurance, the endurance or whatever the versatility. I don't know. There's a word. You're able to take that and kind of apply it to more like direct intentional outwardness. Words aren't coming right now, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So whatever it is that you're going through right now, just keep practicing, keep battling those thoughts, keep shutting down the negative thought patterns. If you're meditating, keep practicing that, keep practicing that, keep practicing that. Don't get frustrated. And one day you're going to start to see that switch from not intentionally trying to not think, or intentionally trying to shut thoughts down, to intentionally trying to, or intentionally bringing in the right thoughts and projecting out the right thoughts, which will then manifest into your reality, right? Whoa, okay. Let's just get back to the healing. We're just get back to the healing, but that was something that just came up that really somebody needed to hear it, I'm sure. Maybe that's what this is. It's anybody that's here watching this with the healing. Maybe it's just a lot about taking that push, that jump from battling the negative thoughts, or squashing negative thought patterns, or finding stillness, even, to intentionally manifesting your reality with the thoughts that you're choosing. Maybe it's time to make that switch for some people. And it's not like you're in one place and then you're in the other place. It's more that you get the hang of the negative thought pattern squashing. You get the hang of it, so you're naturally doing it. You're already just, you get a negative thought, and it's kind of like you just naturally start to squash it. That's what happens when you practice. Like, you play the piano, if the first first time you play the piano, it's gonna sound awful. It's gonna be just random keys and like nails on a chalkboard. But then one day you sit down and you start playing the piano, and it's beautiful music, right? So you start to make beautiful music with your negative thought patterns. You start to take control of them, to own them, and then you're able to, while you're doing that, because it doesn't stop. Even in meditation, it is practice. And like, as I said, it's only been a year and a half, and I'm a lot better. I'm a lot better than what I was. It's becoming a lot more natural, but I still have to slow my brain down. I still get the thoughts. I still have to keep going back, but it becomes more of a second nature than it was a year and a half ago, when I would get frustrated and almost start crying. Why can't I do this? Why can't I do this? And you're able to start multitasking almost. So you're doing that thing in the background, but then you're also focusing on what you do want. Okay, good, good. I'm glad we're on the same page. So when I say like taking that leap, it's not going from one place to the other. Like, so you don't have to feel bad if you're still, don't feel bad, don't feel frustrated if you're still in a place where you're squashing, because you could be squashing but you're still learning. And then, like, once that wheel gets spinning, it's like you're spinning plates. You get one plate spinning, and then you're like, okay, let's add another plate in there. Don't be frustrated, you're just learning. That's all everything is. You're just learning and you're practicing. For whoever is watching this, you're getting a little bit of I'm just cleaning up your there's some fogginess, cloudiness, like just like extra heaviness, maybe thoughts, worries, whatever. We're just clearing that up. We're going to have an amazing day today. Don't worry about anything today. Don't worry about anything, because the thing about worry is it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter whether the thing is going to happen. It doesn't matter, because like worry is just, it's like, it's an emotion, it's a state of mind. It's not necessary. It's not necessary, because whether or not the thing that you're worried about is going to happen or go down the way you're worried about it going down or whatever, you don't know until it actually happens. And so worrying about it is pointless. It's pointless. So stop with the worrying, and stop with the worrying, stop with the stress. And there's always a lot to be stressed about. And yes, it's easier said than done. Everything is always easier said than done, but the stress, it does not change the outcome. It doesn't change the outcome. It doesn't benefit you. It's not good for your body, it's not good for you physically. Imagine like a dish rag, a wet dish rag that you've like completely tightened up. It's like that's what stress does to you physically. It's not good for you in any way whatsoever, and it's not going to change anything. And it's also, you know what, when it comes down to it, if you are in the middle of whatever that thing is that you're worried about happening, or the way you're going it down, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you're in the middle of that, what's stress going to do for you except maybe fog your brain up a little bit? You won't be clear, you won't be conscious, you won't be able to feel the subtle messages within yourself, your intuition and all that. It can cloud you. It can cloud you. So don't be stressed. Everything is whatever it is. The stress and the if there's anger, if there's sadness, whatever, all of those things, yes, you need to feel your feelings. Let it heal you, grow out of it, let it go. But it's the worry and the stress and the constant anxiety that just, it's not necessary. So take a deep breath. Imagine all those clouds, those worry clouds above your head, they're just dissipating and the sun is just shining. And maybe winter's not coming. Maybe winter's not coming this year. Maybe we're going to skip winter. We should just have like perpetual fall. Wouldn't that be wonderful if we lived in a world where it was just fall and the trees were like orange and red all the time and everything was just beautiful, and it was kind of sunny but cool enough that you wear a hoodie? And no, nobody's with me. I know most people prefer summer. I'm definitely a fall person, but that's because it's my birthday in 2 weeks. That's why. That's why. Okay, have an amazing day today. That's it. Have an amazing day. Don't worry so much. Everything's going to be okay. Don't stress. Don't worry about your meditation. Don't worry about anything. Just take a deep breath and just go with it. Just go with it. Have an awesome day.